if you're younger and you're trying to do that, not everybody has that cash, right? Now on top of, hey, we got to pay our buyer's agent, right? So I guess what I'm getting at, full circle, is as a seller, if you're going to say, hey, I'm only going to pay do this, right? I'm only going to say,
A certain.
I'm only going to pay for my seller's commission. Well, you might be cutting out these buyers that could buy your home because they may
Yeah.
not have the money to pay an agent or vice versa. And now, if you're a buyer, what we talked about this a little bit earlier, having their own representation or having dual agency, like
Hmm.
what kind of gray areas are you working in, right? You can't share information from one side to the other if you're representing both parties.
Hmm.
So that's, in my opinion, why you have your own agent.
Right. Absolutely. I think that I'm really happy that you mentioned that because commissions have always been negotiable. So when we hear customers and people within the industry talk about that 6%, it's like, I think it's misleading, right? It's that 6% has never been 6%. It's been some of that 6% is for the agent listing your home, selling your home, conducting an open house, etc. And a certain percentage of that 6% is paid out to the agent bringing in a buyer,
Right.
right? And so when we talk about a straight 6%, it's misleading. That's not clear to the consumer of who's getting paid or where that 6% is going. So I think it's really important to remember that commissions and compensations for your representing agents have always been negotiable.
Right.
And with that too, I think that's a great point that you mentioned that. Yes, for the sellers, they can choose. So, this me as your listing broker, this is what my rate is, plus whatever you want to pay out to the agent representing the buyer. And now sellers have always been able to choose, right? They can choose to pay whatever they want for the agent bringing in the buyer. Now, I think with this NAR settlement, that standard is going to start changing. So I think we're going to start seeing less sellers paying towards the buyer's agent bringing in the buyer. And so, yeah, I think that that's a great, question and comment to make is that how does that impact the buyer qualifications?